his roles in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Merlin and Little Britain, but for his next project, Anthony Head's starring in a dark comedy thriller.
Well, despite being made before the pandemic, School's Out Forever is set in a boarding school as a deadly virus grips the world.
Oh, and Anthony Head joins us now. Good morning. It's lovely to see you.
Hiya.
So this is so strange, isn't it? Because you filmed this pre-pandemic. So go back even further when the script dropped on your lap and you're reading it and it's sort of this global pandemic that it's about. You must have been thinking, well, this is all a bit far-fetched. I mean, this is never going to happen.
It's a bit, but now it's like, woohoo, thank goodness people aren't falling over and dying in the street, touch wood. And I mean, you described it as a comedy. It has some wonderful comedy in it, but it was one of those scripts that it's a real page turner, and there are moments which completely sideswipe you and you go, oh, I can't believe that's just happened. So yes, it's about I mean, I kind of related to a book that I loved at school called Lord of the Flies, which is about a group of school children who were stranded on an island, and they gradually become more sort of animalistic and tribal, and it's kind of like that. It's what happens to our basic instincts when we're in a catastrophe, and it has its moments. So touch wood.
It's an element. There are elements of Shaun of the Dead in there as well, as you say. It has its twists and turns, and it's a little bit like Game of Thrones, because you will kill a character that you quite have got to know. Yeah,
you have no idea who's going to go next, what's going to happen. As I say, it's a page turner, because you kind of want to turn a page and find out who goes next.
Well, you play the head teacher, and I think it's safe to say he's not particularly happy all the way through this, and he's a bit of a baddie, but I don't want to say that to sort of put you off, because I know that you've played baddies in the past. However, you don't like to see them as baddies, because obviously these characters themselves don't see them as baddies, and that helps you to play them.
Well, I don't mind. I mean, I've just played something in a series called Feel Good, where I played somebody's father who was a real obnoxious kind of. He keeps saying it's all about me. It's about me. And she finally takes it on board, and it's actually a positive message. But no, they are baddies, but they don't. As you're quite right, they don't see themselves as baddies. They see themselves. I mean. They wake up in the morning and think, what will I do today? They don't think, let's do something bad. I don't know. The world is kind of about them, and not about what can I do for somebody next to me. But there is a lot of that in the world, and it's something that, for me, it's about playing someone real. It's not about playing someone who's just evil, because that's very two-dimensional, black and white, and when you give a character a background and a reason for doing what they do, they just become a bit more interesting.
I mean, you've had some great roles, obviously, and we've talked about many of them over the years. There's stuff in the news today about Buffy, and it always seems important, to have a great atmosphere on set when you're making these things, when you're making, so School's Out Forever, that sort of stuff. But with Buffy, it's been reported that there was a toxic atmosphere on set.
Yep, and I mean, I've been up. You can probably see I've been up most of the night, just running through my memories, thinking, what did I miss? Because, and this is not a man saying, I didn't see it, so it didn't happen. It's just, I am gutted. I'm seriously gutted, because one of my memories, my fondest memory of Buffy is the fact that it was so empowering. Not just in the words in the script, but just the family feel of the show. We were all sort of collected, and I'm really sad that if people went through these experiences, that they didn't. I was sort of like a father figure, and why did I would hope that someone would come to me and saying, I'm struggling. I just had a horrible conversation. Admittedly, the first post by Charisma was when she was working on angel, and I was long gone. But there are other posts subsequently that are making me think, how on earth did I not know this was going on? I mean, you know, there are always ups and downs and highs and lows of a show, and if you're all there for a long time, people lose their tempers, but everybody loses their tempers, you know, and they're not. It's not always directed at one person. You know, I've heard people shout at the crew. I've heard, you know, we've all heard people, directors shouting at, you know. And lead actors, recently there was a thing about a lead actor shouting at one of his crew, not because he wasn't wearing a mask. I mean, you know, all I'm saying is there are highs and lows, people.
Well, just to make clear, the charisma that you're talking about is Charisma Carpenter, who is the one that's been in the papers today, portraying Cordelia Chase. So let's end on a positive, which is always nice to do. How are your snowdrops?
Snowdrops. I mean, there are little moments of positivity all along in every season, and snowdrops. I just love them because they come out at this time of year. There they are.
Yeah, it's just what we need.
And in fact, that round of a scene I shot with Alison Hannigan as Willow in season 7 of Buffy. But I love snowdrops. They just come in January when everything's a bit miserable, and they're just so beautiful.
It's lovely to talk to you.
So lovely to see you.
School's Out Forever is released on video on demand on the 15th of February, and it's DVD and Blu-ray on the 12th of April. Thanks, Anthony.
Thank you. Good to see you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Good to see you.
And you too.